Guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nita. This is Nita Sonnet, and today's video is my annual what I read in the month, and this month is for April. I have read the total of 5 books, technically 7 books when you think about it. I'll tell you why. Very different genres. I'm usually into like young adult romance books, but I just want to change it up. I don't want to consume unrealistic romance for the rest of my life. Like, I want something that's like, ooh, you know, like it's hit, but I still love them, but like I need to switch it up. So the first book I read was Anne of Green Gables. It was by L.M. Montgomery. I think that's how you say it. I highly recommend reading this, even if you're like 12 or like you're 38. I think that this is such a good book to read. Basically about these 2 siblings. They need help around their farm and their house, so they decided to get an orphan, a boy. But instead they got a girl orphan, and her name is Anne, and she's very spunky and very talkative and, you know, very cha-cha-cha. So they decided to keep her, and then we just follow her journey when she, you know, how she's living in the new place of Green Gables, and it's a really good book. I gave this book a 10 out of 10. It's a classic I could understand and I can relate with. Classics, like, you can relate to them in such an interesting way. Like, you can relate to them more than books characters nowadays. Sometimes we're not sword fighting females, okay? We're not that. Sometimes we're just a little girl. We're just girls who have big imaginations and want to teach and do so many stuff, which have so many dreams of being something else that you're not, and that someone could relate, because Anne is like that. Like, that's, I feel like that's more relatable than other book characters who are slaying dragons and going to dragon school. If you know, you know. It is fast paced, but I did start in beginning of March and end in the beginning of this month of April. I love reading about her adventures and with her best friend Diana. It's so cute. And I know of Anne of Green Gables because of Anne with the E, that TV show on Netflix. Wish they had another season. Give me another season, please. Because who said to cancel it? And mind you, they just got her and Gilbert together, and you want to cancel it? But it's been like 10 years, so I don't, oh my god, it's been like almost 10 years. This is a good example of the book is better than the movie. Okay, don't get me wrong, I love Anne with the E, but it's so dramatic than the book. One of the siblings, she couldn't find her brooch, so she's like, you're going back to the orphanage. But in the book, she's like, no, you can't go, you gotta sit in your room and just neither you tell me the truth or you're not gonna go to your little tea party. And she's like, wait, what? She's like, I'm gonna have ice cream for the first time, which is low-key sad. But imagine being like 1900s and you found out about ice cream. Oh girl. And also, I already love Anne and Gilbert's relationship already. They don't like each other. It's more like one-sided hate. Like, she doesn't like him, but he like likes her. Next book I read was Eleanor Park. Who wrote this? Whoever wrote this, I need to talk to you, because what was the ending? Okay, basically Eleanor, she's a new girl, and she has a little bit of family issues, so she keeps quiet to herself, and she's a little bit bigger, and mind you, this is the 90s, so everyone be bullying everybody. And there's Park, he's a Asian, and he kind of struggles with that a little bit. The author is Rainbow Rowell, which I don't know if I'm saying her last name right, but that's a pretty cool name. Imagine being called Rainbow. Of course, in the 80s, and being other than white, you're gonna have some racism to it, of course. He's not a nerd, but he's not popular either, but people know him. He reminds me of those nice popular kids, but he's not like popular. He's like the guy that everyone knows but not know him at the same time, I guess. And they meet and they slowly start falling in love. Eleanor, she's very insecure, and Park tries his best to help her, but in the end it doesn't really work. It doesn't work at all. Again, Rainbow, Miss Rainbow, why? And so much stuff happens to the end, and it's like, that broke my heart. Like, I was crying. I kid you not, I was actually crying. But this does remind me of just like teenagers. You could be happy one moment and then you feel insecure, and you know, especially Eleanor, she's like, why does he like me? I'm this, I'm that, why? You know, why does he like me? And he's very like, why does she act like that? Why does she act quiet? Why does she get angry all the time? Like, what's happening? Like, these are thoughts of an actual teenager. Like, when I think about it, I'm like, wow, this is very relatable, because I could understand why they're feeling like that. It's not like the casual feelings that other authors use where they kind of skip over it. No, it's a constant thing. Like, they could be happy, but it still have their thoughts. And it's just constantly happening. And that's what happens when you're my age. Like, you have this constant thoughts, and even something good in your life, you're like, I'm not good. You could have so many great friends and you feel like, I'm lonely. I don't have real friends. Like, that's those thoughts constantly in your mind, and they have thoughts constantly in their mind. And it's like, that's so relatable, because some authors, sometimes it makes me feel like they're not teenagers, like they never were teenagers. But great book except for the ending, so I give it 8 out of 10. This is such a cute rom-com, like, you should read it. You are a liar, and I'm going to get you. Next book is While We Were Young by K.L. Wither, based on Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I watched after reading this book because I was just like, wait, I love this movie. It's these two best friends. One best friend's like, let's skip school. The other friend's like, no, let's not do that. The first friend was like, let's pick up our old best friend. And the other best friend who used to date him was like, no, let's not do that. But they did, so she could connect with them. They connect, but also the one friend doesn't know that her brother is like kind of hooking up with her other friend. The girl that was like, no, let's not take the ex. That's tea. Okay, it took me a while to read. I think this took me like a week because I was not interested in the beginning. It was kind of slow in the beginning, but then when they start, getting involved, when all three of them were having a good time, that's when I started getting into it. And then with the brother, it's like a lot of stuff was happening, and I was kind of glad that I don't really have that much to say about it. I mean, it's very cute. I feel like there's some points of the book that felt really plain and bland, and I'm like, guys, I'm kind of getting bored. Like, I'm getting bored, and I feel bad when I get bored with books, but there's like, maybe it's not my taste, but this is probably very interesting to somebody else. If someone asked me for a recommendation, this is not gonna be my first pick. And the next book I read was I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCarthy. Oh my god, I couldn't say her name for so long. I did not say her last name right, but Jeanette. Oh my god, is that how you say it? This book is a biography about her, and if you don't know, she was in iCarly, she was in Nickelodeon. For me, suddenly she disappeared. I remember her being in this one show and Netflix, and then she disappeared. I remember she came up with this book and everyone was like, wow, this is so amazing, and I can't believe she went through this. And this was a lot of money. This was $15 for a paper bag, and I'm like, you know what, get that bag, but also I don't have money to give you the bag, but then I saw this in Goodwill and I was like, wait, I always wanted to read this, let me read it. About her life and the very beginning, how she became an actor, and her mother, and relationships, what she gone through Nickelodeon and after. It's such a good book. I believe I rate this a 10 out of 10. I liked it a lot. I finished this in 3 days and I gave it a 10 out of 10 because it was very good. And I can't say oh, it was entertaining, because this is her real life. But wow, that was everything that just kept going about her mom's relationship was insane. When all the stuff with eating disorders and her pleasing her mom so she could feel happy, that was her achievement, that was her, she felt like that was her purpose in life, to make her mom happy. And I'm like, wow. But yeah, great book, another thing to recommend. Last but not least, Confessions by Saint, I keep saying Augustine, but it's August, I believe. And technically I read 2 books of this, because when we look at his little context, book 1, early years, book 2, adolescence, stuff like that, and I think it goes up to 14 books, and I have read 2, early years and adolescence, biography of his life before, mid, and after he became a priest, of wrestling to master his sexual drive. So basically this is a journal / diary of his life and prayers and his thoughts. Also quotes scripture. It's such a good book, and he's a real person. This is a real person, and he's saying, I have these thoughts and I'm doing these things and I shouldn't do it, but I still love you. Like, I still crave. Just so good. Like, all these books I've read this month were very good, some better than others, okay? The video, hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did enjoy, go like, subscribe, and comment. That's pretty much it, so bye.